Hey guys, I'm here in the usual place that I film in. Here's the thing, I haven't filmed in so freaking long. But here's the thing, I actually filmed a video, I don't know, I think it was this Wednesday or something. But I was like, I don't know, I ended up not posting anything. Oh my god, I have to lose weight. I don't like the way that I look. Why do I look so bald today? I don't know. I think it's because there's wind or whatever. Anyway, excuse that. Here's the thing. I wanted to make this video because I was like, okay, so I went to print something, so you can see, and I was like, I want to make a video about something, but then I was like, I have nothing to talk about, and then I was like, wait, maybe I should talk about something that happened last week. So I decided, why not? I'm going to talk about an activity that I did last week, and I did it actually right here. So here's the thing, this is part of my university, but this is not my campus, like this is not my faculty, right? This is the well, I'm not gonna dox myself, so I'm not gonna say it. So, but this is not where I go to school. I go to another school, to another building. It's kind of far away from this one. And what was I gonna say? So yeah, there was an activity, and it's called Ingenium University. And so it's like I think it's like 8 or 9 European universities that like gather and do shit together. So yeah, they gathered here the last time. So it was not this past week, but like the week before. And so there was an activity, and should I go up this? I don't know. But anyway, so I'm just gonna be walking around. But anyway, and we did this activity here, and things like there was people like students and professors from the other universities that were gonna come here, and we were gonna do activities here. I think what they mainly did was something very academic. I think they prepared like topics and stuff to talk about, and then they just, you know what I mean? And they talked about them, and they just argued and stuff like that, debated. Like, it was really interesting. I was part of the staff. Like, there was 2 things you could do, like, as somebody from here, like, as a local, and it was you could participate in the what do you call it? In the presentations and shit, or you could participate as a staff member. And I don't know, I was recommended this activity by a professor, and but it was as a staff member. I didn't know that you could participate like presenting and shit. And I was like, okay, let's do it, because I never do shit. And here's the thing, I had an internship in the morning, like up until like 2, and then I had classes in the afternoon. But that exact week, I didn't have classes in the afternoon anymore. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. And so I did it. Did I have less time to study for the exam I had last week? Yeah. Definitely. There's people watching, so I'm getting a little bit nervous. And there isn't that much people. You know, I was actually going to film the other day that I also went to print something. But then I was like, there was a lot of people here. Like, there was a lot of people. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So I was a staff member. I didn't do anything. So, like, I was actually just called. There was somebody inside. Fuck. Anyway, so I was actually called only for Tuesday and Wednesday. I was not called on Monday to do anything, but Monday was like the big fat day. Oh my god, there's Eco here. Monday is like the big fat day, and I didn't do shit because I didn't go. But I went shopping with one of my friends. We just found each other after the internship, and we went shopping together. So that was nice. And but then the second and third day, those were big fat days in the sense that like the second day, there was like a little party that like every Tuesday Erasmus people do a party where they have like free food and stuff like that and free drinks, and yeah, they invited us to that too. And then on Wednesday, if I remember correctly, there was another thing organized for this, not just for Erasmus people and the people from our activity, but only for the people in our activity. Although there's a thing called ESN, Erasmus Student Network, and the volunteers from there also participated in that. Like, only 6 volunteers could go, because I don't know how many volunteers there are, but there are many. So I don't know if you can see me well, because I can't see my screen well, but I like the lighting. Anyway, so ooh, there's some chairs there. Maybe I should just go and sit down and talk. So I'm sitting down, but I'm probably, I don't know, I like going walking and stuff like that. I'm just gonna walk around, and if I get tired, I'm gonna sit down. Anyway, but there's more chairs than usually. Like, look, these chairs weren't there before. But anyway, so I'm just gonna walk around. But anyway, I feel like I think better when what the fuck is that? People paint the craziest shit in the walls. But anyway, so the thing is, I'm sorry if you can see my double chin. Oh my god, I really have to lose weight. Like, when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, I have to lose a little bit of weight. And then I look at myself on camera and I'm like, damn, that does not look good. But anyway, so I can't, dude, I get tired from holding this thing. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I didn't get to know a lot of people, because like the events that we had on Tuesday and Wednesday were not that big. and I didn't meet that many people from the activity, so that sucks a little bit. I hate that there's eco here because apparently there's people working here today, which is odd. It's odd that they're working today because it's Saturday. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Fuck, keep losing. Oh yeah, so I was like, I didn't meet a lot of people, but I'm still gonna go to the dinner on Tuesday. It was the dinner where it's mostly Erasmus people, and then a few people we as volunteers, we were invited, but I was like, I don't know many volunteers. The volunteers that I met were not going, and I was like, I knew a few volunteers from the ESN, so I was like, maybe I should go. No, I actually knew 2. I only knew 2. Well, 3, but the third one didn't know me, and this is where I'm gonna get. And I was like, you know what? I don't know what. And I didn't even know he was gonna go. But anyway, I'm spoiling it before explaining it. And so here's the thing. So I went, and I was like, here's the thing. 2 years ago, I met a guy who was Erasmus, and he told me, like, hey, you can go to these parties, and you don't have to, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to know anybody. You can just go to a party without knowing anyone, and you just go up to people and talk to them. And I was like, but why? Do you know what I mean? Like, what's the point in that? Also, like, I have social anxiety, and I'm a little bit shy. There was a guy walking around, and I just realized he was actually security, and I'm like, what security? What the fuck are you talking? Like, what do you mean? And he was kind of looking at me like, what the fuck could I do? Like, what the fuck could I possibly do? You know what I mean? But anyway, so I'm just talking to a fucking camera. Like, I came here to talk about myself. I didn't come here to, I don't know, steal any fucking computers or anything. You know what I mean? I don't even know where the fuck the computer room is. I don't fucking know where it is because this is not my faculty. But anyway, so what was I gonna say? Oh my god, I'm snotting everywhere because it's fucking cold in here. It's cold. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I went to the party. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna listen to this guy. And I'm finally gonna go alone. Let's see what happens. You know what I mean? Let's see if I can pull this off. Let's see if I can manage with the one person that I know. You know what I mean? Like, maybe he's gonna introduce me to more people. And it's all gonna be good, you know what I mean? Like, he was very sociable. And here's the thing, side story. I talked to that guy, he was really nice. But I feel like the 2 times that because we met through a common friend, you know what I mean? Like, I met an Erasmus friend through an activity that we did together. And so we met him because he was a volunteer, and they get along with the Erasmus students and all that shit. And he was like really talkative and stuff like that. And I said that I wanted to participate in the ESN, whatever. Like, maybe I'm just talking too much about myself. But anyway, like, I'm sharing too much information. I don't know. But here's the thing, and I have to blow my nose because this is gonna be disgusting. I don't want you guys to see my snot or my snot. I don't know what you call it. But anyway, so is this a better angle? Like, oddly enough, no, actually no. Anyway, so I was like, maybe I want to be an ESN member. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna go on Erasmus, but maybe I can hang out with international people through that. You know what I mean? And why is there so much echo? What the fuck? Who the fuck went up there to fucking paint that? Anyway. So, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. And so I texted him one day because he was like, okay, like, our common friend can give you my number, and then we can talk. You know what I mean? Like, I can help you, like, like, register and all that shit. And I was like, okay, perfect. And then it took me like 2 months to contact him because I was like, he's really nice, and I don't, you know what I mean? Like, even when I don't have a crush on someone, if I find somebody attractive, I'm like, should I text them? Should I not? You know what I mean? Like, I'd like to act cool, but then, like, acting too cool makes them feel like you're not interested at all, which is probably also a turnoff. But anyway, I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't want to open this door, if you know what I mean. And so I was like, okay. I didn't text him until like 2 months later, and I was like, hey, by the way, there's this party that's gonna happen. I don't know if you guys are gonna come, but I'm gonna go. And he was like, oh yeah, whatever, we're going, stuff like that. We were talking about it a little bit. He sent me an audio. I literally just texted him, but he sent me an audio. And I was like, okay, whatever. And because I'm a yapper, I'm a big yapper, and I should talk about this in another separate video. But because I'm a big yapper, I was like, I sent him another audio, and then he sent me another audio, and then I sent him another audio, and then he was probably like, this bitch is interested, like, she's talking to me too much. And spoiler, I'm not interested at all. I'm just a big yapper. But he probably understood, okay, maybe she liked me, you know what I mean? Which is totally far from the truth. But anyway, so he probably thought that I liked him. And so when I went up to him, he didn't talk to me a lot. He was like, oh, hey, how are you? Oh, I'm good, and you, whatever. And then he was like stiff and like looking really awkward. He looked more nervous than I wasn't nervous, but he looked nervous. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with him? It's probably because he was not drunk. And listen, I get offended when somebody's not attracted to me because I have confidence in myself, you know what I mean? And I guess I'm selfish enough to be like, what the fuck, like, or like narcissistic enough to be like, why do you not like me? You know what I mean? It's this thing like, I like myself, why don't you like me? You know what I mean? But like, people can like you, people can not like you, as long as you like yourself. Like, who fucking cares? But what was I, dude, I keep yapping about other things. But anyway, so I didn't talk to that guy much. And then there was another guy who I didn't know was a volunteer, but apparently he was. And so I talked to him a little bit. And then I saw this other guy that I knew through the guy I have a crush on. and I saw him there, and I was like, fuck, I want to talk to him. But I was like, I mean, he doesn't know who I am, but I know who he is because I saw like Instagram stories from, you know, the guy I have a crush on has an association. Well, they posted a bunch of stories, and he's in the stories, and I know that he's part of the association. And I was like, okay, I want to go up to him. I'm going to tell him like, hey, I saw you through the stories and stuff because I know this guy and he has this association. I know you're part of it, whatever. And like, I was like, I wanted to make it a conversation because I was like, I don't know, I just wanted to talk to that guy because he was also kind of cute. And I was like, if I'm not going to pull the guy I have a crush on, who knows, like, this guy also seems cute and nice. I don't know. And so I was like, okay, let's talk to this guy. And that's exactly what I said. I was like, hey, I know who you are. And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, because I follow this page because they followed me first. And I said it. And I was like, and I saw that you were in that thing. And he was like, are you a member? And I was like, no. But anyway, long story short, we were talking about the association. We were talking, because here's like the accountant, yeah, he's like the accountant of, oh my God, I thought I stepped on a shit. That was really scary. Anyway, but I didn't. So, you see my hair, it's looking good because I use anti-frizz products. Pantene, not sponsored. But anyway, I don't know, I just like the way my hair is looking. And I didn't even fucking straighten it. It looks good. But anyway, there's too much ego here. But anyway, it's very sunny. I don't like wait, let's just go through this way. Let's just go this way. Also, I was gonna say my internet, my English is kind of rusty right now because I have been outside like all day, every single day, because I had an internship and then I had, you know, these activities in the afternoon, or then I hung out with friends, and you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of things. And I also met another friend who's part of the association. She and I have a lot in common. Like, she and I have a lot in common. We met through an activity that we are doing where we are like not lecturing, but like giving little classes to college, not college, to high school students. And we're going to be talking about things like finance and stuff like that. Like, basically personal finances. Like, we're going to tell them how to manage their money in a way that is not crazy, you know? And we're teaching them to like save money and stuff like that. What is an asset? What is a liability? Whatever. What is an investment, etc. And yeah, and I met her, and I knew that she was part of the association because I saw the fucking stories on Instagram. And we had met before, like one time when there was an activity last year that we both signed up to, and that's where we met. We talked a little bit. She was with one friend, I was with 3 of my friends, and so we were together in this activity. We were gonna give the class together, and so, you know, I was like, hey, how about we like hang out together to get to know each other a little bit before we do the activity, because like just doing the activity and not like hanging out or whatever would be a little bit awkward. And she was down, and we hung out and we talked about everything. Like, I don't know if I talked about this other friend that I have, and like the one that I met through the A Duo thing, that I met this ESN member through. I'm talking about so many people, this is probably really confusing. Like, we also talked about everything. Like, the first day we fucking met, like the first day we like hung out together, we talked about everything, like everything in the world, and even like very personal things. Like, it was wild. I don't know if this is normal, but it's wild. And the same damn thing happened with this other girl. I was like, oh my God, because like this other girl was Erasmus, and this girl is not Erasmus, so like she's from here, and I was like, maybe this is like, I don't know, maybe it's suspicious that like, you know what I mean, that like this friend left because she was Erasmus, and I was gonna miss her a lot because I was like, there's not a lot of people like her, like good person who has shit in common with me, who I can talk about things with, you know what I mean? And then I met this other girl, and then the same thing happened. I was like, what? Like, maybe it's too early to say because we just hung out one time, and there are people who can change a lot from one day to the other, but it seems like it could be that sort of friendship. And I'm not saying she's going to substitute my other friend, but I would be really happy to say that I have another friendship like that with somebody who lives here, and I can have a friendship like that, and I can hang out with somebody in real life, often, who is like that, and I keep talking about things that have nothing to do. Anyway, so I talked to this guy who was part of the association for an hour. For a fucking hour. Listen, I was gonna go there, like the party started at 9. I was like, no, I thought the party was gonna start at 8. So I was like, I'm gonna leave at 10. I'm not gonna stay for long because I don't want to go to a club after that with strangers, because I usually don't feel comfortable in clubs because like you're dancing. Sometimes I don't like the music, and if I'm not comfortable with the people, I'm just gonna be stiff, and I'm not gonna let myself, like, you know what I mean? I'm not just gonna, how do you say that? I was not gonna be comfortable, and I was not gonna be like natural, if that makes sense. So I was like, I'm not gonna go to the party afterwards, but I'm definitely gonna, what was I gonna say? There's people around and I get nervous. But anyway, I was like, there's gonna be, I was like, I'm just not gonna be comfortable in the club. So that was like a no for me. Like, and I was like, from 8 to 10, and I'm gonna get there at 8:30 because nobody's gonna be there like early or anything. And then I found out it was actually at 9, so I was like, okay, from 9 to 11, and I'm gonna get there at 9:30. So that's what I did. I got there at 9:30. So I left my house at 9, got there at 9:30, and then I looked at the time after talking to this guy for a little bit, and then things were starting to be a little bit, I found a lot of people. Like, I found this guy who thought I liked him, but I didn't. This other guy who I talked about the association with, and it was crazy because we talked about fucking accounting, we talked about fucking subsidies. Like, I asked him a lot of questions about the association, like everything that I didn't ask my crush about the association, I asked this guy. And so I know so much about it now. I have so much fucking tea, and I want to say it. I want to explain it all. But the thing is, like, I'm going to be doxing these people. Like, what if one day they watch all this shit and they're like, this bitch, like, what is she doing? You know what I mean? Talking about all of this, what if they sue me for defamation, even if nobody watches these videos? But anyway, what was I going to say? There's more and more people now. I mean, it's a really good day today. So it's really sunny, and it's actually not even that cold. It was colder before. It was going to rain. It was going to rain, but now it didn't rain. But anyway, so I'm going to walk around here a little bit, because the security guy's probably going to think I'm crazy. I don't know. So anyway, what should I do? We're just going to walk this way. Anyway, so I talked to this guy for an hour, and then it was like, I don't know, I saw a friend from my town, and we talked a little bit. We did a little catch up, and then who else did I know? I knew this other guy who was also Erasmus, who I also met through this girl that I met through the A-Duo program, and we talked for a little bit, like, hey, hi, what's up, whatever, you're staying for the whole year, I didn't know that, blah, 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 whatever. Like, he's nice, but he's a little bit dull, aloof. But anyway, and I don't know if guys, like, pretend that they don't remember me, or they really just don't remember me. It's a little bit weird. I don't know how to explain that. Like, because there are guys that I met, like, once, twice, or whatever, and I'm like, hey, I know who you are from this thing. And they're like, yeah, I don't remember you. Like, or maybe they're like, yeah, like, your face sounded familiar, but I didn't know you. And I'm like, what the heck? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think, like, my memory's not that good. Like, my memory's not that good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not that good at remembering, like, names or faces or anything. But somehow I remember. And these guys, I think they pretend they don't know. I don't know. Because I'm not saying I'm forgettable, but what the fuck are they doing? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So anyway, so continuing with the story, I looked at the time because I started to get a little bit bored. I was like, well, this is starting probably to kind of fade away, if that makes sense. I'm probably starting to run out of people and conversations and stuff like that. And so I looked at the time, it was 10:44. I was like, oh, it's almost 11. Okay, it's time for me to leave. And so I told this guy from the association, whatever, it was the guy that I talked the most to. We probably easily talked about fucking associations for an hour. Like, I kind of feel bad about it. Like, I mean, to me it was like cool, but then it was like, if you think about it, what kind of fucking nerds talk about fucking subsidies and associations and accounting at a party on a Tuesday fucking night? You know what I mean? Like, who does that? And so, I don't know, I kind of felt bad. I was like, maybe he didn't like me because I was asking too many questions. I kind of seemed like a detective trying to, I don't know, figure out a crime or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I felt a little bit bad about it. I was like, but this guy probably doesn't like me because, like, I asked a lot of questions about the association. Now I know more than anyone else apart from him about the association, and I'm not even joining. Because here's the thing. The guy I have a crush on has narcissistic personality disorder. Like, I know it. I don't got proof, but I don't got doubts. Well, I got proof, actually. But anyway, not, like, tangible, if that makes sense. But anyway, oh my god, the sun is starting to hide behind the clouds. But anyway, so And because he is a narcissist, listen, as much as I like him and as much as he's really hot and as much as I want to, let's be honest, smash, like as much as I want him as more like as a challenge because he's so hot, like as much as I want him and as much as I am whimsical about wanting him, I'm also a bad bitch in the sense that like I'm doing well in life. I'm more successful than him. I'm finishing my master's degree. I'm probably also going to start a PhD this year. He hasn't finished his fucking degree, and I don't know if he's going to finish it this year, which he should, and he's older than me, and he thinks he's so cool for doing an association. Dude, you have the age to be entrepreneuring right now, and if you don't have money, you should be working, getting money to save the money to then invest it in a fucking company. You know what I mean? Like, and I have a lot of ego and I have a lot of self-worth and self-respect. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want to date a guy that I would be, like, honestly, I would be embarrassed. Like, if he was next to me, like, if I introduce him to other people, it's like, oh, it's this guy, he hasn't graduated yet, he's older than me, I'm doing a PhD, and he has a student association, and they don't get any money, they don't even get fucking subsidies. You know what I mean? Like, they don't even get, I mean, they're not going to make profit, because it's a non-profit, but, I don't know. I would be low-key, high-key embarrassed. But anyway, and I have a lot of ego. I was like, I know he's narcissistic and I know that he's doing it. And the association has nothing to do with entrepreneurship and business and whatever. The association has everything to do with him because he wants people to admire him. He wants people to be under him. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to lead. He wants to manipulate. And I'm not going to be one of his pawns. You know what I mean? I was like, maybe I have to lick his balls. Maybe I have to appeal to his narcissism. Maybe I have to pretend that I like him a lot and pretend that I love what he's doing and that I admire him so much for him to be like, hey, this bitch is successful. She's killing it, whatever. I can be cool by association because look at me. I'm dating this girl who's doing so well in life. You know what I mean? And plus she licks my balls, literally. And I hate to admit this, but it's what I wanted to do. And then I was like, what if I join that goddamn association and then he doesn't date me, whether he dates somebody else or not? What if I join it, I degrade myself into joining it, and then he won't date me? You know what I mean? Like, I was like, that would be the saddest thing ever. Also, like, they told me that they were going to charge one day, and it would also be a little bit violent. Maybe violent, yeah, if the day they said, hey, now we're going to charge you guys $3 to $5 for just every month for being an associate. Like, if I said, hey, can I sign off or sign out or whatever you call it? Like, can you, like, you know, sign me off the association? You know what I mean? And it was going to be a little bit violent. What if, like, I did that and then, like, 2 or 3 other people were like, yeah, also count me out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be in this thing anymore if you guys are going to charge. Like, it could happen. You know what I mean? Oh, no, it's lighter now. Anyway, the security guy was looking at me as I was crossing. I was like, if I take a turn or whatever, it's going to be suspicious. What the fuck is wrong with somebody filming? Like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Like, or maybe it's just his job to look. I don't fucking know. I hope he doesn't understand what I'm talking about, because I'm literally just talking about subsidies and crushes. What the fuck? But anyway, what was I going to say? I don't know. I didn't want to join. I didn't want to be one of his pawns, and I didn't want to join the association. And then eventually, like, I know what's most likely gonna happen. Like, he won't fucking date me, and I'm just gonna be there. And I didn't want to be seen. I'll be honest. I didn't want to be seen in the pictures because they take pictures and they post them on Instagram. And I know when you sign up, like, because I saw the Google Docs, not the Google Forms thing. You can say that you don't want, like, that you want, like, the data protection, like, law or data, I don't know what you call it, but that you want that thing to, like, protect your data, and that you don't want pictures to be taken of you or published or whatever. And so I was like, if I say that I don't want my pictures to be posted, but are they actually going to listen? You know what I mean? Are they going to remember that I didn't want pictures of me to be public? And I was like, you know what? I really don't want to be seen with these people. Not because I'm embarrassed of them, but because I'm embarrassed of my crush. And he's a narcissist, and I don't want to be one of his pawns, and I don't want it to be immortalized for the rest of the eternity. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to, like, imagine I go famous one day, or I become famous one day, and then they see these pictures of me, like rare pictures of Anna Regina, she's not famous, and I'm with those motherfuckers. Like, I don't have anything against anyone in the association except for this guy, my crush, because he's a narcissistic piece of shit. And I'm not going to be one of his pawns like that. I don't want to degrade myself into doing that because I'm doing well. Like, I'm successful in my way, if that makes sense. And I don't want to be, you know what I mean? I don't know, he's really doing it just for him, not for the pleasure of, you know, talking about entertainment and shit like that. So yeah, I wouldn't want to join for that reason. And then I was like, what if I join for the other guy? Because I have a crush on the other, like, I think I'm starting to get a crush on the other guy, the guy that I talked about the subsidies with, because he's also really cute, and he's a little bit taller, if I'm not mistaken, and he's nice, you know what I mean? I don't know. I was like, what if I joined but for the other guy? Also, like, what would my crush do? Like, the narcissistic guy. Like, what would he do if I started, like, paying a lot of attention to his friend? But then I was like, even if I'm joining for the other guy, I'm still joining the association who was come up with by a narcissist, and I'm still one of his pawns. Like, even if I change the reason why I'm joining, I'm still one of his pawns. And I don't want to be, like I said, immortalized with these people. Like, I'm sorry. Like, if I joined, I would pretend, like, if they said, hey, let's take a picture, I would be like, okay, I'm taking the picture. And then if they said, no, but we want you to be in the picture, we can always ask a waiter or whatever to take the picture. No, I want to take it. I look really bad in pictures. I hate it. But it is true, I'm not photogenic. I think I look better in person. I'm not saying that to hype you guys up or to whatever, but it is true. And, or to hype myself up. But it is true. And so I could say, like, hey, you know what? I don't like, it's gonna rain. So I'm gonna wrap this up soon. Been talking for half an hour now. Anyway, so, fuck. Dude, it's getting darker now. Anyway, so, yeah. And also on Wednesday, I went to the party. There's this guy who's doing a PhD. I met him on through the activities that I'm doing, this Ingenium thing, and also the thing where I'm giving talks with this other girl. And he's also doing that, and he's doing a PhD. And because he was participating in that, on Wednesday I went to one of the talks that had to do with the talk that we're going to go to. Everything is really confusing, but because there's so many things. But anyway, so, and I was like, oh my god, this guy, like, he's part of the Ingenium thing, so I'm going to ask him if he's going to go to this other thing on Wednesday. And so the light bulb literally just lit up. I was like, I hope he goes. And so I asked him after the talk, and I was like, hey, are you coming to this thing? And he was like, well, I was not really going. And I was like, I don't know anyone. So I was like a little bit demotivated to go, but I was still gonna go just in case. And also, like, this other guy, my crush's friend, who's probably also a crush now. Fucking no. I like him. I have to admit it. But anyway, so I was like, but I didn't want to, like, do the same thing. I didn't want to be talking to him and just to him. And I didn't want to, you know what I mean? Because maybe he wants to talk to other people. You know what I mean? I didn't want to be a leech, you know? And so I was like, okay, I don't want to be talking just to this guy. So, like, I don't want to do that to him again. Like, that would be, I don't think that was a good look. But anyway, so I was like, okay, I'm going to ask this guy because I know him. We can go together. And we went together. He was like, yeah, I'm down. Let's go. And so I was so happy. I know somebody. And so we were together pretty much for the entire thing. I also met a guy that same day who was French, who was part of the Ingenium thing. Like, it was one of the people that came just to do that. And he was really talkative. He was really nice. So we were talking to him. I was talking to this guy who's doing the PhD who came with me. We were talking to some of the people that he met. We were talking to some of the professors that were with us in the activity. They introduced us to other people. It was really nice. And I also talked to some of the ESN members, and my crush's friend is also an ESN member. And so we talked to him just a little bit. I was like, hey, how was the party yesterday? And they were like, no, it was really good, whatever. Like, it was really nice. And I was like, maybe things were a little bit awkward because we were talking about subsidies too much. And then when we said hi to each other, he was like smiling like normally. So I was like, okay. I was worried that he didn't like me. One, because that shit was probably a little bit weird. Very weird. I don't think he's ever been asked about his life and what he does for that long. And I don't think anyone has ever, let's be fucking honest, I don't think anybody has shown as much interest. I mean, I was basically just asking him all the stuff I didn't ask the guy I have a crush on. But anyway, the narcissist. Let's call him the narcissist. No, let's call him Taco, okay? The narcissist is Taco, and this other guy, I'm gonna think about a nickname. Anyway, so, and I asked them how the party was, and they were like, no, it was great, whatever. And we didn't talk to them too much. And then the people that I came with, they wanted to leave, and I was like, dude, it's almost fucking 11. Like, I don't know. The dinner was gonna end soon anyway, but I was like, we can stay for a little bit longer. I mean, we were just it's not like we were bored, like talking to nobody. Like we were talking to these people, and I was like, well, I came with them, so if they're leaving, I'm leaving too. I didn't want to stick to them again like a leech. So I was like, okay, let's go. But it went well. It went well. So this new guy, don't know when I'm gonna see him again. Also because I'm not joining the association. So I don't know. I hope I join an activity that he also joins, and then maybe from there. Because I found out through a friend of mine, she said, I think you have to have common friends. Like, you need to go to things, like, together where you're going to see each other often. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes, and, I mean, I'm talking about so many things. I could make many videos about each thing. Like, what was I going to say? There's this guy from the copy shop in my faculty. He didn't like me at first. I'm pretty sure he has a crush on me now because he's done a few things. I can talk about it another day. But he didn't like me at first. But because I went there often, because I go to print fucking often, I can't study looking at a screen. And I also get nervous because that's not good for your eyeballs. So I print everything. And so because I go there so often, and let's be honest, I'm nice, and I don't think I'm ugly either, he started liking me a year and something, or maybe 2 years. I don't know for how long he's been working there, but yeah. And sometimes you get crushes on people by just seeing them often. So maybe if we have shit in common, if we get along, if he thinks I'm cute, whatever, like maybe a spark can happen one day. I don't fucking know. So yeah. And I think I'm gonna wrap this up. This is everything I wanted to talk about. And I'm sorry you had to see my double chin for half an hour. Sorry you had to see that. I was kind of, thank God I don't edit these videos, because I was going to go mad. I was going to go mad looking at my chin for more than half an hour. So, I don't know what else I want to talk about. I think this is everything I wanted to talk about. I don't know what the moral of the story is, but yeah, just try new things. Try to go to new activities. That's where you're going to meet new people. And it builds character. Like that thing, like, it was probably a little bit awkward, like trying to talk to people that I had barely talked to months before. But it builds character. There was a lot of awkward moments, but it wasn't, I don't think I did as badly. You know, for being socially awkward and socially anxious, I wasn't that bad at doing things. I think I kind of pulled it off. You know what I mean? Oh my God, I didn't tell you guys. I had a coughing attack. Okay, the security guy's coming again, so I'm just gonna leave. So, I'm just gonna walk down the street like a normal person. Anyway, so I had a coughing attack while talking to Taco's friend. And he was like, oh, don't die, whatever, like, you know what I mean? Because I started coughing like crazy. I was like, I don't know if it's because we're yelling, because we're in the middle of the street. Like, we're in the middle of the street. No, I'm in the middle of the street. I'm sorry. I'm nervous because I'm talking in the street. Anyway, no, because we were talking loud because there were so many people there. But it was not like, you know what I mean? Maybe it's because I was yelling, like forcing my voice a little bit. But then I realized that it was probably because I was nervous. I was like, I mean, he's cute. I'm talking to him for the first time. We're having a full-blown conversation. I was like, within 5 minutes of talking, I had that coughing attack. And then I tried to stop it. I was drinking my Nestea, not sponsored. And I tried to stop it. I was like, ugh. And he was like, no, don't. Just cough. Like, don't worry. Don't try to stop it. And yeah. But it was fine. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't know, and he will never know that it was a nervous coughing attack. Like, maybe I was sick those days. I don't know. Or maybe it just happened. Or maybe I swallowed the Nestea wrong. You can swallow the wrong way, even your own saliva. And that can happen. You know what I mean? So that was an awkward moment. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it builds character. In the wise words of Hallie Batch, it builds character. So I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. There's nothing else to grab or to take from this experience. But yeah, just go through things, sign up for things. You'll meet new people, you'll meet new friends, and this is what life is about. Just, you know, enjoying life, and whatever awkward situations happen or whatever, it builds character. You know what I mean? And if you're shy like me, go through fucking experiences like that. It will reduce your shyness. You'll get used to talking to people. You know what I mean? The more you do something, the more you get used to it. You have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So yeah, I'm gonna stop talking because there's more and more people on the street. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Bye.